After 5 days alone with no food or equipment to help him survive, he is exhausted and starving.
By this point, I realized my chances were very minimal. I mean, I thought I was going to die. So I had one shot. That was to make it to San Jose.
Kevin's only hope is that the current will carry him down to San Jose. In November 1981, 3 backpackers traveled to the remote outpost of Asriamis in the Amazonian jungle. Yossi Ginsberg is a 22-year-old from Israel, fresh out of national service with the Israeli Navy.
The reason why I came to South America was one reason. It was very clear to me. I wanted an adventure. I was very naive, bright-eyed, open to the world. Everything is possible.
With Yossi is Kevin Gale, an experienced traveler. He's a 29-year-old photographer from Oregon.
I was traveling, I had an agent in New York, and I was sending my shots to him. So I had motivation to try to have some shots published. And of course I was thinking maybe I'll publish some in National Geographic, but it was primarily for myself that I was doing this.
With Kevin and Yossi is Markus Stamm, a 29-year-old school teacher from Switzerland.
Marcos and I had been great friends. We'd been traveling off and on together for 8 months. He was going through a crisis. A relationship had just broken up and he was falling apart. And he just wanted to escape.
The 3 friends have spent months backpacking around South America. But now, a charismatic Austrian, Karl Ruprechter, has drawn them to Asriamis with the promise of a real adventure. He will take them into the uncharted rainforest to meet a lost tribe of Indians, never before seen by Western eyes.
Guys.
As we set off from Asriamis, we started seeing, like things were changing, and we weren't exactly the same people already. And I think the reason for it was that we knew we're leaving civilization behind, and this is it, just the 4 of us.
It's a jungle.
The friends follow their guide into the rainforest. Ahead of them lies a week-long hike to the Indian village. From there, Karl has told them they will return to civilization by rafting down the Tuichi River.
It was a different world, and we could hear animal life all over the place. Monkeys were howling, screaming, and I could see birds, numerous varieties, all over the place. It was like a picture.
You know, Karl is not so tough.
What would you know about it, Yossi? You were never in nature like this before?
Well, I was in the military.
Yeah, that was the Navy. This is the jungle. Where's this damn village?
Oh, this is bad, my friend. You gotta be careful with this. You see the saws? They will all open up together in the end, then you've got no skin left. And your feet are kaput.
It was heart-wrenching. It was like a betrayal, and it was a terrible feeling. I really felt ashamed.
It should take little more than a week for Karl and Markus to hike out to the nearest village. But now Yossi and Kevin face the dangers of the river alone.
Kevin and I went into full excitement into let's the adventure begin. A new chapter, no more 4 people. Kevin became the authority, and I accepted his authority. I guess part of it was an issue of age, but the other part was that I didn't know rivers.
All right, get it dead straight. Go. Keep in time with my rhythm.
Almost immediately we entered a series of roller coaster waves.
Hard your side.
It was a different river.
Paddle hard.
It's becoming much more intense. You know, like the river is getting narrow, the water swifter.
And certainly it was a bad decision to continue. That was a major mistake. And that's what happened. We hit the rock.
All right, Yossi. I want you to listen to me now, okay? We can't stay here. All right? So I'm gonna jump, okay? I'm gonna swim to the shore, and I'm gonna throw you a line.
I don't want him to jump. He tells me why he's jumping, and his plan is completely suicidal. But in that stage, I think not only that it's suicidal, he kills me.
Hip in now! Hip in! Hip in! Kevin, don't leave me!
All right, Yossi, throw me the shoes and the machete.
I saw the raft teetering back and forth on the rock.
And then at the same time, the raft moves, and I hear that terrible screech. The mass of water just...
He entered the rapids, and I saw him go through 2 or 3 rapids, a couple drops, and around the bend he went, and I didn't see him again.
It's like huge pressure on my chest, and I can feel that, you know, like the power of the river. I'm shooting at such a high speed and deep under the waters. It's like the pressure surmounts. I cannot breathe. I feel this is it. I'm exploding. I'm dying. And I knew this is my end.
Kevin has finally worked his way back to the river, but he is now miles downstream from the canyon and Yossi. After 5 days alone with no food or equipment to help him survive, he is exhausted and starving.
By this point, I realized my chances were very minimal. I mean, I thought I was going to die. So I had one shot. That was to make it to San Jose.
Kevin's only hope is that the current will carry him down to San Jose.
I was no longer thinking about Yossi. I was thinking about my life. I didn't have anything left. So now I was trying to save my life. And that's what I did.
After hours on the river, Kevin's condition is critical. He's barely conscious and has no idea if he has passed San Jose or not.
All of a sudden, I see a canoe. The current is swift, so it's taking me downriver quite a ways. And then finally, they turned their heads and they began waving their arms. Like this, like downriver, downriver. So I let go of the branch I'd been holding on to, and I began swimming towards the shore. When they approached me, they asked two questions. They asked me if I was lost, then they asked me if I was hungry.
Just days after being rescued, Kevin has made his way to a Bolivian army airbase to try and convince them to mount a search.
I went to the office of the commander and I spoke to him. And he said if a gringo, a traveler, was lost in the jungle, that he didn't have a chance.
I hear that noise, and I listen to that noise because it's so foreign, and I start realizing it's an airplane. I'm saved, and I know everything now. I know also that Kevin is in the plane. I know it's a plane after me. I know it's Kevin's there, and I'm just jumping on my feet, and I'm running, and I'm screaming, Kevin! 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 I just collapsed. For the first time, I was defeated. You know, I felt defeated. I knew that so much hope, and they didn't see me, and there's no way they could see me. I clearly heard a buzz, like a bee or a wasp, and it's like coming closer, and I can start hearing it circulating my head. So, you know, I'm already in like the zone of like delirium. I'm just trying to get rid of that wasp, and it's so strong, that noise. At a certain point, I think maybe it's trapped inside the mosquito nets, and I raise my head and I just try to get rid of that wasp, and the buzz is in my ears, and as I raise my head and I don't see the wasp, but when I turn my head, right there on the beach, I see shades and people. I mean, it's like at that stage, I don't know what's going on. Just, you know, like Kevin, like a flesh is already there, and I'm collapsing in his arms, and we just hold each other and hold each other. It's now just emotion. We cry and cry and cry.
I couldn't believe it that we'd found him. If he would have been upstream, just 100 yards away, he wouldn't have heard us. We wouldn't have seen him. I mean, it's literally 1 in a million.